You think prayer alone is enough, but you ignore the voice that tells you to obey. That is where the hidden danger lies, because prayer without obedience becomes a form of deception. You convince yourself that God will move while you remain unchanged. Yet Scripture says faith without works is dead. James 2:17. The same is true of prayer without surrender. It dies before it touches heaven. You wonder why your prayers feel unanswered. It is not silence from God. It is a warning. You are speaking holy words with a stubborn heart. Like Saul, who prayed and sought the prophet, but refused to kill what God told him to kill. 1 Samuel 15. You forget that disobedience disguised by prayer is still rebellion. It is still sin. It is still the secret chain holding you back. You kneel asking for blessing, but you secretly clutch the very things God commanded you to release. You plead for freedom, yet hold on to the chains. You ask for guidance, yet ignore the path already shown. You cry for deliverance, yet return to the same pattern again and again. This is why prayer without obedience is not only powerless, but dangerous. It builds a false confidence that blinds you to the truth. It makes you believe you are near God, when in fact your heart is far away. Isaiah 29:13 declares this. It is the shocking reality that you can pray daily, yet remain in bondage. Prayer was never meant to replace obedience. It was meant to empower it. The enemy knows this. His subtle tactic is not to stop you from praying. It is to keep you from obeying. He knows that prayers without obedience are like arrows with no tips, loud in release, but harmless in impact. If you look closely at your life, you will see that every unanswered prayer may not be a denial. It may be a reflection of hidden disobedience. Jonah prayed in the belly of the fish, yet he only found deliverance when he obeyed the command he had resisted. Here lies the warning for you. Prayer without obedience becomes self-righteousness, a spiritual performance where you love the sound of your own cries but hate the weight of God's commands. Jesus himself asked in Luke 6:46, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say?" He exposed the secret danger that many cry, "Lord," with their lips, but never surrender with their lives. You pray for provision, yet disobey with your finances. You block the blessing. You pray for clarity, yet disobey by holding on to toxic relationships. You delay the answer. You pray for peace, yet disobey by feeding your mind with chaos. You sabotage the gift. The tragedy is that you think prayer failed. The truth is, obedience was never present. Obedience is the soil where prayer takes root. Obedience is the vessel that carries your requests into action. Obedience is the key that unlocks the very door you have been pounding on in prayer. The longer you ignore this, the deeper the deception grows. Prayer without obedience makes you feel spiritual while you remain carnal. It lets you keep your sin while silencing your guilt. It soothes you into a false peace that lulls you toward destruction. The longer you kneel without surrender, the harder your heart becomes. Even your prayers turn into noise before God. Proverbs 28:9 declares, "If anyone turns a deaf ear to my instruction, even their prayers are detestable." This is the most sobering warning you could ever hear. Heaven itself rejects prayer severed from obedience. Still, you persist. You think long prayers can outweigh small rebellions. You think passionate words can hide secret sins. You think God is moved by emotion instead of obedience. Scripture never says the fervent prayer of the disobedient avails much. It says the fervent prayer of the righteous avails much. James 5:16. Righteousness is birthed not in how loud you pray, but in how fully you obey. The hidden danger is not that prayer fails. It is that you fail to see the true condition of your heart. Obedience is what aligns you with the will of God, where prayers find their power. Obedience is what silences the accuser, so your prayers are not hindered. Obedience is what invites the Spirit to intercede for you with groanings too deep for words. Romans 8:26. Without it, your prayers are hollow rituals, sacred noise masking secret rebellion. The danger is that one day you will stand before God with countless prayers on your lips, but no obedience in your life. You will hear the dreadful words, "I never knew you." Matthew 7:23. Not because you did not pray, but because you prayed without obeying. Let this shake you. Let this warning pierce you. Prayer without obedience is the most subtle form of hypocrisy. It is speaking to God while resisting Him at the same time. It is lifting your hands while hiding your heart. It is asking for direction while refusing to move. Until you surrender, your prayers will circle the air but never pierce the heavens. The challenge is simple, yet severe. Stop praying for blessings you refuse to obey your way into. Stop asking for miracles while ignoring instructions. Stop disguising rebellion with holy words. The God who hears your prayer is the same God who demands your obedience. Until you obey, your prayer is not a weapon, but a warning. It is not a key, but a mirror. It reflects the truth that heaven does not move for words without surrender. Choose today to align your prayer with obedience. Merge your cry with surrender. Let your words and your walk agree. Only then will your prayer carry weight. Only then will your words pierce the heavens. Only then will you see the shocking truth that obedience is the missing ingredient. It turns prayer from noise into power, from ritual into relationship, from begging into authority. If you dare to obey, you will find that heaven has been waiting, not for your many words, but for your surrendered heart.